amazing.
Of a loan / grant from the federal government to the tune of $32,000. If we keep staff and maintain program, it becomes a grant and we don't have to pay it back.
Oh, that's a good deal.
If that didn't happen, and that's of course what we would intend to do, because that's the purpose of it. If things went just almost unimaginably south, we would eventually have to pay it back, but at 1%.
Okay.
Right.
So the federal government has gone out. So the federal government's gone out of the way to make this as low risk as possible and to provide money to small organizations like Advent to keep going for a while. For us, because our members by and large have been really quite faithful in their giving, it's a real windfall. It really is going to tide us through this time if members continue to give. So Wayne, just to answer your question a little more concisely, yes, council approved the loan. Yes, the loan is in. And Forrest says that we have a loan number, which means
he's much bigger than Sammy.
we got in before the doors closed on this process because the program's now out of money for this.
Okay.
Right.
So we don't know we're getting it, but things are looking good.
Okay. Thank you.
Pastor, I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question, Pastor. What you just explained, is that part of that PPP, the personal? Okay, and what the other part of my question is this something council has just been going through in the last week or two? Because I think I'm back on council, but I'm not getting anything.
You're right. I didn't put you back on the list. Thanks, Vic.
You're welcome.
I'll get you on it. I just have a distribution list, and I forgot to add you. Well, you know what happened? After the last meeting, I went on vacation, and I haven't come back. I mean, Michelle and I worked together in the office Friday, March 13th for 5 hours. That's the last time there's been like a normal work day here. All right, Vic, I'll get you on. I apologize.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Kathy, you find out who's in charge of the youth or the book sale?
Yeah, I'm I'm coordinating it with some of the youth parents.
Okay. Okay, do you want those pristine National Geographic magazines? Yes or no?
I'm afraid we do not.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
They don't seem to sell well. Thanks for asking.
Okay, all right.
Kathy, it's regarding that email you sent out about the clothing and the books, etc. If we have books, can we bring them to the church now or just hang on to everything?
I think right now, hang on to everything. And when we're back open, we'll make sure the carts are out and we have a place to collect them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of the things, and we don't need to do church business much, but did Greg just fall?
No, he closed that computer.
Okay.
Just have him on. Like now, we just have him on.
Pick him up, Sue.
No.
One of the things that, of course, council and staff are going to have to start addressing over the next 3 or 4 weeks is how we start back up. You know, it's not going to be like starting a car. It's going to take a while to get things rolling again. I do want you all to know we have tomorrow's abbreviated worship service will be available by constant contact and on the web page this afternoon. And I hate to, spoil the surprise, but we also have next week's ready as well. So I just, we do a couple at a time to minimize contact here at the church. After that, we don't have anything set. We'll see sort of how things are going.
The other thing I heard too on that point was as they start to allow people to start to congregate, they're going to limit numbers.
Yeah.
So that could be a limiting factor also.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and you all tell me, but I would think any number of our members, especially our most senior members, are going to self-quarantine even once we reopen for a while, just to make sure they're safe.
Or come with a mask on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and for sure, one of the things that we can start to talk about when we know a return time is what are some temporary practices we're going to put into place? Like, for example, a standing in place passing of the peace, sitting, spacing people out, Holy Communion with wafers only.
Right.
There are any number of things we can do. Mandate use of the hand sanitizer. I got to tell you, I kept waiting to come in and find out that someone had stolen all our big bottles of hand sanitizer.
And toilet paper.
Sanctuary, I just thought,
Toilet paper.
we have such wonderful people. Maybe somebody's siphoning it and I just don't know. But anyway, so those are some of the things that we'll be talking about. We'll make sure that we don't put anybody in undue risk when we come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I just ask, anybody else bored?
And the masks are gonna be mandatory anyhow, so that's no issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I love how the Freeze's dog is paying attention.
Yes.
I know. It's so cute.
That's the dog that put me in the hospital.
He looks sorry. He looks
He
sorry.
does look sorry.
Oh.
So it doesn't.
Loves his mommy though.
Oh.
I guess Craig is doing everything.
Oh, yeah.
I help.
Yeah, mom helps.
So how are the Kratzers?
We're doing fine. Keeping
Dale,
busy.
Dale's taking good care of me.
That's great.
I bet you're Zooming with the grandchildren.
Oh, yes, we do. Or on the phone or email or whatever.
That's great.
How many people are using digital visual computer stuff to keep in touch with family and friends?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, we are.
My hands up.
Yep.
Vic and I do it to each other.
My God, I need no more information than that.
Vic, a couple of us talked last week. Would you be willing to tell people what you and Ann do with glasses of wine in different rooms?
And last weekend had this kinky idea, crazy idea. We thought kinky, crazy, whatever.
There's a difference.
She wanted to go out and bar hopping and stuff. So she put a bottle of wine in a bunch of different rooms, and we had glasses in each room. We had a glass of wine in several different rooms. We went bar hopping in house.
That's a good idea.
Has anybody else done anything fun or unusual or innovative because they're stuck inside?
Well, I connected with, I live with 3 of my grandchildren, my daughter and son-in-law. So we connected with Matthew and Kelly, my son and daughter-in-law, who live in Parksburg, and the kids, and Michael, who lives in Philly, and we all played Blank Slate, which is a really cool board game. We all played it together by Zoom, and we're planning on doing that again.
That was cool.
Michelle, are you doing puzzles? Michelle, are you doing puzzles?
Yeah, I just finished my 4th 1,000-piece puzzle yesterday. I have
Oh,
one
Michelle.
waiting.
Michelle, Vic and I put one up last week in the dining room, and it's only 1,000. And I think we sat there 4 times. And then yesterday morning, when he said around 10 o'clock, when I sit down, I said, "Can I drink it?"
Well, you can drink while you puzzle.
Oh my gosh, I probably would do much better at
it. You should try it. I don't know.
And then I told Vic, if I have to ask you if it's too early to drink, he cannot be my friend.
Well, if he says the right answer, it's not too early to drink. No, it's not.
I just want to report that I work in my kitchen, as you can probably see. And this section of my kitchen has been very clean since I've been doing Zoom meetings.
That's a good point.
Well, we've been very productive painting our house. And John has painted the kitchen, the hallway, and the bathroom. I was fired 3 times, so I am done painting.
You're a smart lady.
Yes,
He
Elaine, that's
fired you, now you don't have to do
strategy.
anything.
Yeah, he was- I'm just kidding.
She can't stay inside the lines.
Push that and see.
Funny, I painted hair all those years.
How come those jobs at church don't work like that? Every time you mess up at church, they make you do it more.
That's right.
You
Oh,
don't get,
wait.
you don't get
Fred
fired.
was over and mowed the lawn yesterday, so we,
Nice.
Thank you.
We were too, then we disappeared.
Practice makes perfect.
That's right. That's right.
well, he practiced on our lawn, then he went over to church.
If he needs more practice, he knows where the parsonage is.
No, Forrest said he would cut next week because he needs the exercise.
Yeah.
So I offered him the opportunity to cut the grass here too, but he wasn't so quick to take me up on that.
That much exercise.
I'm gonna push that.
Sue, at our house, Sue keeps baking cakes, and they're really good. But the one problem is I'm gaining weight because we have all this cake. But the other thing is they're the kind of cakes she bakes for people's birthdays, and we like to decorate them. So we keep finding famous people who have birthdays, and
That's great.
and we sing to people who aren't there.
Does she deliver?
They didn't show up, so you had to eat the cake.
Sue made a chocolate cake the other day with
Mm.
a round one with 2 layers, with
I'm gonna push this.
homemade chocolate icing in the middle, and then homemade peanut butter icing on the outside.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, Suzanne, that's Nick's favorite.
Oh, my God. Chocolate with peanut butter ice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Yum.
Hey, George, I have a question. Is this a free license yet, or did you sign up for a?
Well, Vic, I did spring for a paid license, but really it's not too bad. It's like $15 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm trying a new feature with today's call. I'm actually recording this. So we'll see what we get out of that.
Yeah.
I
And the
thought
reason-
I saw a little red record thing on my screen.
I think
That's me.
there's been a warning about that up front.
I see it too. It's
I'm pretty sure Vic wouldn't have said kinky twice.
Yeah. Thank you, George.
You better be careful, Ann.
He
You're
said it, I didn't.
I'm here for you, man.
And the reason I asked you that, George, is we did a family call on Easter. So I know we had talked about the free license giving you extra time after that 40 minutes. Well, we did a family call on Easter Sunday, and there was a bunch of us on, and at 40 minutes, it ended.
Yep. Well, that's what we were trying to preclude here. We wanted to make sure that we had the ability to go as long as we all had patience.
And what about the safety thing?
Oh yeah, do you lock the meeting? The other thing that Zoom now suggests is lock the meeting once everybody's in.
I didn't do that, but what Zoom now does is they put you all into a waiting room where I have to admit you. So if I don't recognize you, you don't make the cut.
That's good, because I'm taking no responsibility for anything porn.
Is that Watson? Or is that
That's
Bud?
Watson.
That's why.
Watson?
Watson.
Aw.
Oh.
Ours finally decided to take a nap.
Watson, look at the camera. There we go. His master's voice.
Aw.
I can only see him if he's speaking.
Yeah. What the voice is.
This one's empty.
Is that us?
Yours.
So Bonnie, how are things?
Oh, just going along. I spent last weekend making masks for the whole family and a whole lot of friends. So what can I say? I'm still working on a prom dress for Caitlin.
Ooh. Hey, Bonnie, are they quilted masks?
No, they're not quilted.
I like the post.
Has
on
anybody done
Facebook.
the, sorry, go ahead.
I liked your post on Facebook about how dense the population is and how dense the population.
Yeah.
That was good. That was very
Yes.
good.
A lot of those I just get from somebody else who's posted and I just share it.
Okay.
Ann added somebody to the call. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh.
And no smart remarks from you, Pastor, about two pigs on the call.
Quite an affectionate pig.
I gotta tell you, that picture is its own punchline.
I know.
Yeah.
Some things are pretty easy to do.
Yeah, we gotta save that in pictures.
I don't know if anybody can see, but Sue Rigg has a big pig on the wall behind her too. Sue, can you hold your phone or your
Oh, that's neat. I bet I saw that in your dining room.
Of course you must.
It's massive.
Oh, hello.
It's a reproduction Wyeth, and that the original has got to be what, Sue, 6 feet?
Wow.
I do remember.
Oh my
You see my pig?
I do.
Betty,
Have to
how's
say-
your mom?
She's good. Yeah, she's doing fine. She has her Turner Classic Movies and my sister, well, I see her every week because I do her grocery shopping. So she's probably in a better position than most because she's with family all the time. So thank you for asking.
What do you have, Desiree?
I'm wondering if that's the same pig Pastor has.
It's awfully close.
Yeah, that's a Wyatt.
Yeah, if it's a Wyeth, then it probably is.
Yep.
Sue looks pretty close, huh?
Somebody's taking pictures.
That'd be George.
That'd be George.
You know, in 15 years, someone's going to say, why is that woman in a bridesmaid's dress holding a pig up?
Look at that.
What was the punchline?
Dan, what do you have? I can't see. What is it?
It's a pig.
It's her pig.
Pig?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big.
It looks like Al.
Makes noise.
Are many of you folks venturing out to grocery stores?
Yes.
I am.
I was gonna say, I finally went yesterday. I checked. I had not been out of the house since March 24th. And I finally went out yesterday for a little while to Giant.
Good for you.
So I'm lucky I have Eric goes and gets stuff. If I really need something, I call him up and he picks it up and drops it off.
Nice.
So I haven't had to go out, but it was nice to get out, but it was weird to go in Giant. You have to go in one door and out the other, arrows on the floor.
which door do you go in?
At the Giant on Van Reed Road, you go in the one on the right is where you go in, and you come out on the one on the left. So I parked over to the left so that I'd be coming out there and my car would be there.
Okay, good idea.
Nice pig, Betty.
I had a share.
Pig behind her.
I don't, yeah, I don't know.
It's not a Wyatt though.
I can't tell.
So how are the Brewbakers?
The Brewbakers, we're good. We're good. We're walking around 115 packed up boxes though.
Wow. Good deal.
Got them counted, huh?
We're ready to move.
Good.
We just don't know when or where. More so where.
That's a factor.
Well, at least you have half the project done. You packed.
Yeah.
Yep. I almost don't know what to do with myself now. So the other day, I typed the list that I had handwritten of what went into each box.
Oh.
That sounds like fun.
Well, it didn't take me very long, though. That was the problem. I thought it would take a while. It didn't.
Deb Hawk, are you able to see your grandson on a screen once in a while?
Yes, they send videos, and we do duo video chats, and she sends me pictures almost every day. So
What are you doing?
he's getting so big. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on a gate to keep him from falling down the steps.
Yeah.
Because he just started to crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating.
And you talk about puzzles, we have 2 of them going.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, you're going high tech.
The audio isn't as clear as I would like.
Okay.
There we go.
Bob's gonna remix it.
Oh.
Then we have, what do we do with those earphones you have?
The Rig family isn't doing puzzles, but we're doing Wii bowling every night. It's actually kind of embarrassing how good we've gotten. We had a game a couple nights ago. There were 4 of us, so there were 40 frames. There were like 25 spares and 15 strikes. I mean, it's just brutal. It's just brutal. You know, a game that none of us has played in 10 years. We're now all fiercely competitive. We seem to go on about to trip each other up. Kathy, how's Paul's beard coming?
It's growing out. It's not as good as yours yet.
Yeah.
Paul decided to do a quarantine beard, and he works from home, so it's, you know, fine. It's still scruffy looking though. So yeah, we're both good. Everything's good here.
How's Charlie doing, Bonnie?
Oh, he's bored. You wouldn't believe how bored he is.
Oh, I can
Yeah, you
imagine.
would.
He's itching to play golf, I'm sure.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
So how's that going for you, Bobby?
I cook a lot, and I've been making treats. And then I have to limit how much he can have. So I
Like having
share
a
with my
puppy.
neighbors.
So Bob, is the audio better?
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Dale,
The person that's speaking, some are further away than others, and so some are awfully low, and then others are louder. This sort of equalizes it. There's an adjustment on here that I have from the other computer.
Cool.
Great.
it's Dale here. Yeah, we're talking about being bored and doing crossword puzzles. I'm in the process of wrapping up Nancy's side of our genealogy study. I'm grateful we're not living back in the 1600s. Seems like several of the families have some pretty good histories going back to then. They talk about how populated areas of Switzerland and southwestern Germany were because of the 30 Years' War and the plague. That whole villages were wiped out. And talks about some of her ancestors then moving in to repopulate the villages. In one respect, we're a lot better off than they were back then.
Right.
Social.
That's interesting.
Does anybody have a family that they know suffered during the 1918 plague?
My uncle died.
Uncle died. Yeah. I had a great grandmother died.
My
We found
paternal
another fellow
grandfather died.
who was a family friend of hers, families that he was shipped to Europe in September of 1918 went in an army transport. Got to France just in time to die of the Spanish flu.
And Bob, did you say you had a grandfather who died?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
paternal grandfather.
Yeah.
How are the Matsicks?
We're good. Keeping in touch with Emily, 5 years old, is doing story time with Emily.
Oh.
That's too funny. And I get questioned to make sure I'm paying attention to what her story says. I did math homework paper, I guess you could say, with Kate, age 7, which was quite interesting because I was looking at the ceiling, her water bottle. At one point I said to her, Kate, what are you doing? She says, rolling around in the chair. So next time I'm taking Dramamine before I do math paper. So we're enjoying the grandchildren via Facebook.
Yeah.
Not Facebook, FaceTime. Yeah.
One thing that's new for us, for Carol and I, is that our elder daughter, Andrea, just announced she's pregnant.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
Congratulations.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. That's great.
And guess what? Melissa is too. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, no. Congratulations.
Rachel Boone is due also right around the same
My
time.
goodness.
Yeah. So
Oh, the dog agreed.
When's Melissa due?
she's due the end of August, the beginning of September.
Okay. Okay.
And Rachel,
Congratulations, Sue.
oh, thanks. We're very excited. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Do you know when Rachel's due?
Rachel's due also in September. I think a little bit later in
Okay.
September.
And George, what about Andrea?
Andrea, go ahead, Carol.
October 10th.
And it's a little boy.
Aw.
Aw.
So one of our swim coaches came back and said, you're one guy short of a relay now with 3 grandchildren.
So Rachel's is a boy. Melissa does not know. She does not want to know
Okay.
until the time comes.
I agree. That's the only surprise you have after all that hard work.
Oh, you got plenty of surprises.
Yeah, there's tons. Oh, Lord.
Especially when it's your first.
Carol,
All surprised.
I sent Andrea a note
Oh, good.
and got a really nice note back from her.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Ann.
Yes. Yes.
George, it's 12:15 and I suspect at some point some people are going to be bowing out. I'm wondering if it'd be possible for us to do one of the Brady Bunch photos.
Sure. We can either make it simple and have everyone wave goodbye, which might be my vote, rather than configuring everybody to look at one another. But your call.
I have a question.
Well, my suggestion was that we look at each other.
Okay, then if we're going to do that,
I want to ask him to put them on the list for next time.
then I want the Brubakers, the Freestones, the Hawks, and the Dickies to look down. I want the Rig, I want Mark Rigg, the Freeze, and Kathy to look up. I want Betty, John and Desiree, the Kratzers, and Bonnie to look down. I want Bob, Becky, and Suzanne to look up. So if you could do what I asked you to do now, I need to try and take a picture.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, we can't see you.
Oh, that's right. You can't.
Wow.
All right, 1, 2, 3. All right.
I
we'll
can't
see
wait
how
to
it
see
goes.
that.
I still think we should wave goodbye when the time comes.
Hey, George, will you be sending the invite out for next Saturday's call?
No, I think we will do it as we did it for this, which is, I think it will come out from Judy and Constant Contact.
Okay, could you please ask her then to add Suzanne Wagner and Sue and Ferd Gross?
Okay, wait just a sec. I'm really surprised that Sue Wagner isn't on Constant Contact. Who's the other one? The Grosses.
The Grosses.
Yeah, as soon as I get off this call, I will send her a text or an email and ask her to make sure those folks are on Constant Contact.
Yes, Sue Wagner texted me, said she wasn't, she wasn't on the invite, but
I didn't get one either.
her hair hair didn't look nice, so she wasn't getting on.
Well, could I ask anybody who did not receive one to kind of raise their hand so that then Pastor can see?
Talk. Wayne, are you guys getting other constant contacts or?
I get it.
Debbie gets them, but I'm sporadic. Some things don't come through and some do.
All right, I'll double check. All
Thank
right.
you.
And
Yeah.
Desiree. Do you see
Oh,
Desiree?
I do see Desiree. I was blinded by the hat.
Yeah, we still haven't been able to see Desiree's hat.
Desiree, thank you for the packet of wildflowers.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that was very nice.
That was really cool.
Maybe next week we should all try to think about wearing a hat.
There you go.
Okay. I don't think
can
I
do that.
own one.
I have no shortage of baseball hats.
Flower cup.
Yeah, they have
You
baseball
can't see
hats.
me rolling my eyes.
I don't even own one.
I have to
wear
go
Charlie
I don't
Golf hat.
either,
I
Betty.
packed them.
Yeah,
Michelle,
Betty, a baseball hat.
Miss Michelle.
I don't even own one.
Get
Yes.
one for your daughter.
Earmuffs.
I can hear you rolling your eyes, Michelle.
That I have. Earmuffs.
I know what I can wear. I have it planned.
Okay, we're gonna bug off.
All right, wait. If Vic and Ann are going to go, why don't we wrap it up? If people want to stay on a few more minutes, that's fine. But why don't we wrap this up and let's all give a big wave so George can take a picture of everybody waving.
Keep waving. Keep waving. Keep waving. There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
care.
Take care.
Thank
Congratulations to all the new grandparents.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Before I go, George, thanks again for all your help.
You're quite welcome, Wayne.
This was great. It was great.
I'll say, take care, Kathy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
George, you'll need to help me figure out how to turn my.
Okay, John, separately, maybe sometime this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon, let's get on and do that so that you're all enabled for next week.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I
Take
meet you
care.
for coffee, but.
Cheers. Goodbye now.
Take care, everybody.
You too.